What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to another great video. The 51-year-old performer Tyler Perry is the sole owner of all his artistic output, which includes more than 1,200 television episodes, 22 feature films, and at least 50 stage plays. He also owns a 330-acre studio lot in the southwestern fringe of Atlanta. So without any further ado, let's see how Tyler Perry went from rags to billionaire. Number 6. Getting behind Madea. Perry was always a natural ham and used to impersonate others to make his mother laugh. He portrays an abusive guy who raised him, whom he subsequently discovered was not his father, so he was dealing with more than just poverty. As a crash lesson in what was to come, he spent his 20s traveling tiny theaters around the nation, presenting the plays he wrote, produced, and performed in. He was inspired to write down the tension he was experiencing after watching an episode of Oprah Winfrey's talk show. "You have to realize that I have no mentors," adds Perry. "Neither my mother nor my uncles have any business experience, and neither does my father. I skipped business school. Every lesson I've learned has been a work in progress." Number 5. Working at a New Orleans hotel. After quitting high school, he continued to learn in whatever way he could. He was employed by the Windsor Court Hotel in New Orleans, which hosts the annual meeting of the National Association of Television Program Executives while he was in his early 20s. The young Perry would enter exclusive meetings by hiding credentials in abandoned rooms. Meeting game show presenter Pat Sajak was one of the highlights. While selling vehicles and collecting debt, he started creating screenplays. In the end, he scrapped together $12,000, which he used to hire a space at an Atlanta community theater to stage a play he had written in his free time. I Know I've Been Changed, a play, told the tale of child abuse survivors. It wasn't a success right away. He briefly lived in his vehicle for 3 months while making adjustments to the production and ironing out the wrinkles, since at one time it wasn't making enough money for him to be able to pay his rent. Eventually, however, it began to get some attention. He created the set, printed the programs, strung the lights, and even ran the concession stand at intermission. Number 4. Creating a stage for Black Americans. Perry continuously traveled, gradually gaining a large fan base among Black Americans, especially among churchgoers, older ladies like his mother who had heavy loads and welcomed the opportunity to have someone listen to them and, even better, make them laugh. A must-see show on the so-called Chitlin Circuit, a loosely defined network of small theaters in Black communities across the country, Madea, his iconic character, delivered her homespun morality with brutally honest humor. Madea is a straight-talking grandmother with a bad wig, a large stomach, and even larger breasts. Number 3. Oprah, a big break. Fortunately for Perry, Oprah Winfrey was able to attend one of the touring screenings of the movie in Los Angeles, which led to the two of them forming a lovely relationship and then a business collaboration. Oprah asked Perry to appear on her program in 2011 after being affected by the movie and wanting to meet with him. Winfrey assisted Perry in making his initiatives as profitable as possible, which led to $100 million in ticket sales, $30 million in film performances, and $20 million in merchandise sales. Soon after this triumph, he started on his initiatives left and right. He subsequently assumed control of all of his enterprises, making him a multi-billionaire. Number 2. Hollywood time. The Wilshire Bell Theater, a 1,200-seat Italianate structure built at the start of Los Angeles' ascent as a center of entertainment, served as the venue for the introduction. A 3-night run of Diary of a Mad Black Woman was scheduled by Perry in 2001 as a way to attract the kingmakers, producers, executives, attorneys, and wealthy benefactors who might launch his career. Power brokers weren't there for the sold-out performance. Instead, locals and a few assistants dispatched to find out what all the commotion was about packed the seats. When reflecting on his earlier travels, Perry recalls, "I couldn't go down the street without people yelling, 'Madea, Tyler, Madea,' and when I arrived in Hollywood, nobody knew anything. I had no idea who I was, what I'd done, or how many followers I had." Chuck Lorre, the renowned showrunner riding high on the success of hits Grace Under Fire, Cy Bill, and Dharma and Greg, hired one of the assistants who had seen the program. He made the decision to attempt to pitch a comedy centered on Perry after learning about the play. Number 1. Pause at CW. A reprieve came in 2006 when UPN and Warner Brothers, two broadcast networks that were having trouble, combined to form a new network called CW. Perry had the material the fledgling network required. He returned to Hollywood equipped with 10 complete television programs that had been filmed, paid for, and were ready to be broadcast. The House of Pain episode that the CW broadcast had ratings that were much higher beyond projections. The much bigger TBS network's executives took notice. Before Perry finished filming his next scene, he obtained a promise from TBS that the network would run at least 90 brand new episodes of his program, which Perry would fully control. The network made him an offer of $200 million in exchange for his departure from the CW, which was unheard of for shoddy productions, primetime programming on a soap opera budget, as one prominent agency puts it, and didn't invest any money on writers, directors, producers, or showrunners. Perry took home a sizable sum, around $138 million. And that's the end of today's video, guys. So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And before we head out, don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it. And don't also forget to subscribe to our channel, as well as press that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our forthcoming videos in the future. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video with us. And until the next one, take care and goodbye.